Hey, how you doing? Daniel Ruiz-Tyson with another Writer's Life. It's Wednesday morning. It's just gone after 11, back from the second of my three weekly morning runs. You can see the glasses are steaming up already. Did my warm-up indoors. I'm too low-key to be doing the warm-up when I'm out there. And, once I'm out there, I just want to get it over and done with. My exit from the building, however, was delayed. There was some communal hallway activity. I couldn't work out whether it was one of the cleaners or a couple of neighbours down there. Waited about 5 minutes. I just don't want to be small talking in shorts. I just feel vulnerable when I'm in shorts. I've said before, when I'm wearing shorts outside of the building, it's because I'm off to do some sports related activity, no other reason. None of the neighbours will have ever seen me in shorts. I think it would be too big a moment. They might feel compelled to remark on it, and I might have to come back with a light-hearted riposte. So I just waited until, as far as I could hear, the hallway was clear. Then I made my exit, and I think, mindful of this delay to the run because I just wanted to get it over and done with. Well, in fact, I do this pretty much every time. I've got my usual spot where I do my laps, but leading up to it, you've got the pathways. I don't really want to walk on the path, so I cut through this long wild grass. And today I just got very unlucky. I saw one of the women with, I think she's got three dogs. One of those dogs gave chase to me on Monday. So I was mindful of that, and I think I lost my focus slightly. Wasn't looking where I was walking. And as I stepped out onto the usual turf where I run, I felt my left foot step into something deep. I mean, we're talking probably the worst dog stall encounter I've had since Atherfold Road, SW9, November 1987, and an underpass in Vauxhall in the summer of 2012, when I was wearing the tan shoes, which had been very popular in the mid-noughties, but like most things, I can drag a wardrobe out, and I was still wearing them 6 years later. I stepped in that muck and I never wore the tan shoes again. I think the only other person who was wearing tan shoes in the country at that time was erstwhile BBC local radio personality Jason Benskin. So this was a bad start. This rattled me. There was no mistaking what had happened. I checked the shoe. It wasn't just on the sole, it was on the side of the trainer. So the grass was a bit damp, which was helpful. Managed to clean a bit off, dragging my foot across the grass. Not a great visual. Made sure there weren't people around when I was doing that. And then I started my run. Every now and then, when I needed a breather, I would pause and I would clean the foot again. And it was disappointed, but in a way, it actually helped me. It helped me with my run. It wasn't as difficult as Monday. I was just so disappointed with myself for walking through that long, wild grass. And before I knew it, I was racking up the laps. It also made me forget about a long suppressed recollection going back to November, December 91, when my dad made his curious move from our bedsit on the top floor of Mayflower Road to one of the bedsits on the first and second floor, when he took two rooms, like they used to, maybe like Sherlock Holmes. He had a couple of rooms, didn't he, in Baker Street. But this was happening in the 1990s rather than the 1890s. And as I've said, he had a room. The kitchen was by the communal toilet on the first floor, and his bedroom was on the second floor. And I remember him saying to me, I think it was his way of trying to make me okay with a move, trying to reassure us he was going to be downstairs, there were going to be no strangers moving in, we wouldn't have to worry about neighbours. He said, if you ever want to bring a girl back to my rooms, you just let me know. And I thought, this is a strange thing to say. I'm not going to bring a girl back to the bedsit where I am, because what am I going to say? There's no bedroom here. We can just spend some time together with the rest of my family in this one room. What am I going to do? Bring them back and say, hey, It's okay, we can use my dad's rooms downstairs. We can go in the kitchen first, on the first floor, have a coffee, get to know each other a bit, then we can go up to the next floor. We can exit this bedsit, go out into the communal hallway landing, and we can go in the bedroom, which is one floor down from my family's bedsit. You know, it didn't work. I don't know what his thinking was there. Actually, I think like a few in the family, and remember this is nearly 30 years ago, they were probably thinking that I was gay. I'd just got out of doing my national service with the Spanish army. I was, happy to get out of that. I wouldn't have survived in that. Not at that time, not without any discipline. So got out of that. My cousins settled down very young. I think that's a kind of working class thing. So they settled down young. The working class, a lot of them, they kind of get married in their sort of early 20s, and by the time they're in their 30s, that marriage is over. So there was a lot of curiosity about me, let's say. Obviously, I wasn't bringing girls back during that time. I just finished sleeping in the marital bed for a couple of years with my dad, then moved into a Z bed. It just wasn't possible. Also, quite a few gay cousins on my mum's side, and strangely for the time, both my godparents, neither of them were straight, which almost feels like I've got celebrity godparents. They both passed away now, but it was certainly a strange thing for the time, and I can see why, given I was very quiet about girls, that maybe there was that curiosity about me, and I think my dad maybe was trying to fish to see, where my interests lay. So that was something that had, some long lost recollection that had just dislodged itself from wherever it was hidden. And it was something I was thinking about once I made my exit from the building in my shorts without encountering any neighbours. Came back, obviously the problem I've got now, I cleaned a lot of the muck up. I mean, those trainers, I use them for running and visiting the cemetery if it's been raining. It did say on the website, the blurb for those trainers, ideal for running and visits to the cemetery. I'm not so sure now the state they're in, I'll be able to use them for the cemetery. I was scraping my foot on a railing, and they've all got scratched up and covered in moss. But as long as I've got most of the muck off, what I've done now, the left shoe, I removed outside of the flat. Normally I remove my trainers, leave them on a rug in the antechamber, the hallway, never step onto the floor in my outdoor shoes, but this time that shoe didn't even make it into the flat, and now I've bagged that shoe up in a small black bag, like the drinkers in Lambeth get when they're drinking out on the street trying to be American, and they cover their can of whatever Kestrel Super sharing can size in their black bag. The problem I have now ahead of Friday's run, I'll unbag that shoe, I'll have put the right shoe on in the flat, then I've got to put the left shoe on outside of the flat. It's going to be a few weeks before that shoe is back on the rug. I want to see some rain. I want to see some heavy rain in that park where I can go there and just give that left trainer a very good clean. Please click and subscribe if you're enjoying this channel. If you want to be number 64, as I look to try and do something with this channel, just another 940 odd subscribers needed before I can do that. I hope you enjoy your day, and I'm sure I'll be with you later. Take care.